Hey everybody, meteorologist John Birchfield here. Thanks for tagging along on YouTube and on WTOL 11+. We're going to be talking storms that have rolled through this evening and the continued risk for some soaking rain and perhaps isolated thunderstorms overnight. If you're on YouTube, be sure to leave those comments down below. And if you're joining us on WTOL 11+, great to have you here. We'll have the latest on air with our newscast tonight at 11 p.m. There were a couple severe thunderstorm warnings earlier to the north of Toledo across lower Michigan. No active warnings as of 5:30 p.m. However, there is still a little bit of lightning and thunder and still seeing some steady rainfall. That's going to be a big part of our weather story tonight. So if you have any questions about the severe risk, about how much rain to expect, we're going to get into all that in this live update. And be sure to follow along on WTOL 11 on all those social media platforms. So no active warnings as of 5:30. There was a very powerful severe thunderstorm that rolled through Lenawee County, and we're getting some reports on some of the winds that came in with that storm. Right now, the storm and the biggest impacts have now moved up towards Ann Arbor, so there is a warning for Washtenaw County. However, nothing for our vicinity. There was a report of a 66-mile-an-hour wind gust at the Lenawee County Airport, so that goes to show that these severe storms can really bring some strong and gusty winds. And as we head towards mid-March, storm season is now upon us. So the WTOL 11 weather team, as always, here to keep you safe and updated. The wind threat from this storm has now passed and moved up to Ann Arbor, but I just want to give you an idea of how strong some of those winds were. We also got some reports of hail towards Williams and Defiance County. There were some hail reports, and this report in particular showing you 7/10 inch diameter hail, and that came from Williams County, and that was a couple of hours ago with some of those strong storms that rolled on through. So the bigger picture, all the severe weather has moved up towards Ann Arbor and Detroit. I'm going to zoom in on that area where the strong storm that affected Lenawee County earlier, that is now moving up towards Detroit and as well as Ann Arbor. What about Northwest Ohio? We just have some steady moderate rainfall that's moving on through. As we start to lose the instability in the atmosphere, I think the window of severe weather is just about up for us, and it's really going to transition from a storm threat to more so just a rain threat overnight. Again, if you're just tuning in on YouTube, I've got your comments pulled up. We got about 58 watching right now, and good to have you with us here on this Saturday evening. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. So there is some steady rain starting to fill into Northwest Ohio, but those severe storms have tracked up towards Ann Arbor and Detroit. What about the severe threat? It is very marginal for this evening. A level 1 out of 5 severe risk here at home across Northwest Ohio and southern Michigan. If we were to see another stronger storm, it's likely to happen between now and sunset, and then after about 7:30 p.m., just transitioning to a moderate, gentle rain for the overnight hours. Meanwhile, towards the deep south, there is an active severe weather outbreak and a very rare high risk of severe weather shown by that bright pink color. That is the highest level of severe risk, and that includes portions of Mississippi and Alabama. And the threat is even going to continue towards Georgia with an active night of severe weather for Atlanta and the metro there. So let's break down the hour-by-hour timeline. As I mentioned, the storm threat is dwindling down this evening, but the rain, wow, we're just getting started. I'm expecting rainfall amounts that could be around 1 inch overnight tonight. So plan on a soggy feel, and if you do have any late evening plans, make sure to wear that rain gear and pack the umbrella as well, because it's going to be pretty soggy overnight tonight. Steadier rain's going to start to pick up around 9 o'clock through midnight. Those late evening plans, I know a lot of folks out celebrating St. Patrick's Day early. It is going to be a soggy one with rainfall that's moving on through. Overnight tonight, rain is likely. There could be a couple rumbles of thunder, but it's not really going to be a severe weather type night. I think if we do see any more severe storms, going to be between here and midnight in the next 2 hours. There's going to be a cold front sweeping on through on Sunday, and that is going to bring a much chillier feel into the latter half of the day. So I talked about that severe risk down south. I want to show you the bigger picture and just how potent this area of low pressure is. Essentially, we have a cold front station just to the west of us. That cold front currently situated across northern Indiana. I drew an arrow pointing out where that front is, and that's where we've seen a lot of these storms developing right along that front. So this area of low pressure, it's going to be moving in essentially right along that front, and that's going to be ushering in all of the soaking rainfall tonight as that low rides along the cold front. So the front's going to be moving through around daybreak Sunday. If you're waking up tomorrow morning, maybe heading out for a walk with the dog, getting ready to go to church, whatever you have going on Sunday, it is going to be a rainy and breezy start to the day. Now, it's going to be an interesting day because it's going to be fairly mild first thing, but it's going to be getting colder later on in the day. In fact, temperatures could drop from around 60 degrees in the morning to around 40 degrees in the afternoon, and that's the effects of that cold front that'll have on our area. Through the the afternoon, there could be a few scattered little showers on the backside of this, but nothing heavy, nothing widespread, and certainly no severe weather tomorrow. So here's a good little timeline breakdown of what you can expect tonight. That very narrow window of storm threat diminishing by sunset. From about 7 all the way through 5 a.m., it is going to be a period of steady, moderate rainfall that could amount to around an inch of rain. We're expecting about an inch of rainfall, although with how dry and breezy and warm it's been lately, I don't really think we're going to get any widespread flooding concern. Yeah, there could be some standing water in low-lying and flood-prone areas, but due to the fact that it's been breezy, it's been mild, and there's no snowpack like we normally have this time of year, not expecting any major flooding concerns. Again, we just started off on this live stream at 5:30. We're going to continue for a few more minutes, and if you're tuning in on YouTube or WTOL 11 plus. Look forward to seeing all of those comments on the live stream. I want to get back to Doppler radar and show you exactly what we're tracking right now and what you can expect for the remainder of the evening. So Doppler is showing you still some steady rainfall that's moving on through. There are no active weather warnings for our immediate area. I am noticing, though, the rain is starting to pick on up to the south of Toledo between about Bowling Green and Perrysburg. Do you see those yellow colors? Yep, that's some steady and moderate rain that is going to make for a bit of a damper on those Saturday night plans. Right along the I-75 corridor, the rain is really going to be picking up within the next 20 to 30 minutes. Across Lucas County, more of just a light to steady rain. Those heading to downtown Toledo for dinner plans, St. Patrick's Day celebrations, going to be a little bit damp and soggy. And across southern Michigan, there were some strong and even severe reports in Lenawee County. That storm threat has passed. So good news, Adrian and Lenawee County. Not expecting any additional severe weather tonight, as that heavier storm that is now moved up towards Washtenaw County, the Detroit airport right there. So if you are flying out or heading out tonight, keep in mind this storm cell just to the west of the airport, and due to lightning in the vicinity, can't rule out a few delays to travel. That storm is going to be moving to the northeast very, very quickly, heading towards the thumb of Michigan, and by that point, it is expected to dissipate. So what's on our horizon? Well, looking to the south and southwest near Muncie and Fort Wayne, there is some light to moderate rain. Not seeing any lightning or thunder. There are a couple little bubble-up thunderstorms west of Fort Wayne. I pointed out earlier, there's a cold front essentially stationed just to the west of us. I'm going to draw that on the weather map, and that's where we've seen a lot of these storms bubbling on up. There's this cold front essentially from the thumb of Michigan back towards Fort Wayne and Indianapolis, and that's really been the focal point for storms to develop. That front's going to be moving on through around daybreak Sunday morning, and that's going to make for a breezy and cooler day tomorrow. So there's no active warnings that you need to worry about right now. Earlier this evening, we were tracking some severe weather that was impacting locations like Lenawee and Monroe counties. And in case you missed it earlier, I did talk about some of the storm reports that we've started to collect. There was a 66-mile-an-hour wind gust at the Lenawee County Airport, and that's why that severe warning was issued, because of the threat for the strong and gusty winds. Now, overall, it's still going to be breezy this evening. We're not expecting any more winds of this caliber, but it is still going to be a windy feel for the remainder of your evening. There was also a little bit of hail we saw in Williams County. There was a bit of a stronger wind in Defiance County, about 40 miles an hour. Also noticing some storm reports coming in from the Toledo Metro. Just to the south of the Maumee River, there was a report of about 51 miles an hour there. I'm going to pan out the view and show you some other storm reports from around the area. Down towards Hancock County and Putnam County, we did see some wind gust reports as well. If you do have any reports, maybe some tree damage or minor even power outages, let us know about those. You can send them in the comments below. You can also email the WTOL 11 newsroom or find me at John Birchfield Weather on Facebook. There were some strong winds in Findlay. The latest report there shows 58 miles an hour, and that was at the airport in Findlay. And then in Ottawa, we saw a wind of about 40. So not quite as strong in Putnam County, but Hancock County certainly packing a punch with those winds. Out towards Van Wert, there were some downed trees that were reported. North of the city of Van Wert, it looks like there was some wire snapped and some downed trees as well. And then east of Van Wert, yeah, I saw this report earlier. If you have friends or family in Van Wert, I would love to hear about this and your experiences at the drive-in movie theater. This is really sad news. I know drive-ins aren't really as common as they used to be back in the day, but certainly an important part of American culture, and, you know, going to watch those movies outside in the summertime. Drive-in movie theater, the screen was destroyed, at least one of those screens, and this was in Middle Point, Van Wert, Ohio. So if you have any information on that storm report, would love to hear that, but sad that there was that damage to the drive-in drive-in theater. Across our area, again, it was mostly Lenawee County that saw the worst of the winds, as well as the Toledo Metro. And there's no active severe weather risk for us. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to broaden out the horizon on radar, showing you that steady to moderate rain. It's all moving from southwest to northeast, right along that cold front that I pointed on out. All the stuff near Muncie and Lima, that is going to be making for a soggy Saturday evening. So it's going to be rainy, but there's not any bad weather that needs to keep you up tonight. There is still a level 1 out of 5, what we call a marginal risk of severe weather, but overall, it's not looking like it's going to be a widespread threat. I talked about it earlier in the Gulf, southeastern United States. There is an ongoing severe weather outbreak, essentially between New Orleans, Jackson, Atlanta, Montgomery. The focal point for that is going to be in Mississippi and Alabama, where there is that widespread high risk of severe weather, including Birmingham, a very rare level 5 out of 5. I've drawn an arrow there to the pink. That is where there is going to be an active severe weather risk overnight tonight. So our hour-by-hour forecast. We are looking at some steady to moderate rain that is going to be possible this evening. The storm threat quickly dying down. If we do see any additional thunderstorms, those are likely to occur between about now and sunset. So another hour or two in which we could see some stronger storms, but really it's going to be mostly a rain threat tonight. If you have any late evening plans between 10 p.m. to midnight, the rain is going to be coming down pretty steadily. Overnight tonight, periods of rain possible. That cold front that I highlighted earlier, that's going to be moving on through around daybreak Sunday morning. So if you're an early riser, you may feel the winds picking on up with that cold front, and it is going to be a very damp and soggy feeling day tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be dropping through the afternoon, and it's going to be a pretty chilly one as that cold front moves on through. Periods of rain tonight, and we're talking about an inch of rainfall with slightly higher amounts to the west. Here's that hour-by-hour temperature breakdown. We're still expected to stay pretty steady right around 60 degrees overnight tonight, but temperature is going to be dropping off in a hurry. All right, so that's the storm threat through this evening. What about the rest of the week and what's on tap for St. Patrick's Day? Well, we're still going to have some very damp weather on deck for Sunday. I wish I could tell you it was going to be a bright and beautiful day, but it's really going to be one of those days you just want to stay inside with rain showers, a colder west wind, and temperatures dropping from the 50s down to the 40s. St. Patrick's Day is looking nicer. It's going to be sunny. We're going to be around 50 degrees, so seasonable March weather. Not too warm, not too cold, just about what you'd expect. Temperatures do climb up into the mid-60s for your Tuesday. It is going to be a little bit breezier with the return of the warmer temperatures, and then Wednesday is going to be our next day of unsettled weather. That's another storm system that could bring us temperatures in the 60s as well as a gusty breeze. So that a look at the St. Patrick's Day forecast is going to feature sunny and cooler conditions. Highs are going to be around 50 degrees, and you will need that light jacket. But boy, we're expecting some changes in the temperature department. Look at Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. We are expected to drop back down into the 40s. So hope you enjoyed the mild weather yesterday and the mild weather today, because it is going to be getting downright chilly into Sunday evening, and even Sunday night we're going to be dropping down into the 30s. I'm going to leave you with one last look at that radar image. Thanks again for joining us here on YouTube and on WTOL 11 Plus. We're going to have the latest streaming on Plus at 6 p.m. and then tonight on air on WTOL 11 News at 11. So we'd love to have you there. We're going to share the latest wind reports and also the latest on the rain that we're expecting tonight. But I'm going to sign off for now. We got to get ready for our stream on Plus, and I'm going to leave you with an image of radar. And you can always check radar on our free WTOL 11 weather app as well. If you're just tuning into the live stream late, we'd love to hear those comments down below, and look forward to touching base later this weekend with those latest weather impacts. Take care. Mm-hmm.